What is up, good people? Welcome in. This is the full coverage football show, brand new, open with a little sly West Coast feel to it. I know we were feeling that beat, getting some bump to it. We were all grinding, getting our roll on. My name is Jeremy. That's my boy Drew. What's up, Drew? How you doing?
Dude, good to see you, man. Hey, listen, you got to stop throwing shit on me like that. You didn't tell me anything about that. I was just over here like...
We had like 20 seconds before the show.
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you that don't know, Drew's a media mogul now. Like, before he does this show, he's got his golf show. And if you don't know, he's got the golf show. You're not following me at Somerville CLE. You're not following him at Detroit Dave 7. You're not following anything because you guys got to watch that golf show. Had his dad on as a co-host tonight. Excellent work. And he was giving golf tips. I learned how a sand wedge works tonight.
Yeah, hey, listen.
And I suck at golf.
Hey, if you ever, now you know how the sand wedge works, right? Yep. So, listen, man, we just have a good time. But yeah, lesson every Thursday. But yeah, it was fun, man. I'm happy to talk football. It's like a great transition.
It is.
Juice is flowing, and then we're like, oh, Julio Jones.
Yeah, Julio Jones traded. We talked about it last week. We knew he was traded to Tennessee. We knew it was going to happen. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go around the NFL with a little 2-minute drill here. Real quick, let me pull this up. I mean, for those of you new to the show, follow along because we're going to be all over the place, but we're going to have a lot of fun. We got a good show tonight. We're going to do the 2-minute drill, which is where we're just going around real quick with the NFL with a little bit of stuff. I'll read them off. Drew will have comments, I'm sure, something good for him.
Certainly.
And then we'll talk Julio. We got some crazy stories. We're talking chicken wings tonight. We also got a new segment coming up, which is going to be a little bit of fun, where it's Drew and Jay BS about their day. It's not a long segment, but it's going to be a fun one. And it's got a killer theme song to it.
It's got another theme song?
Yeah, we got the killer theme song to it.
Yes, let's
roll. I mean, all right, let me pull up my notes here. I lost my notes because I was doing something else. But that's how this show works. We're all over the place, but we're talking fun stuff. And we keep you going because you never know what we're going to talk about next. And you'll hear us say things like, hang on, can we get to this for a second? I know we're talking this, but we got to go to this. Because that's how it works. It's like hanging out with dudes in a bar.
I suck at that. That's really me. Like, I think about something, and then I'm like, I know I'm going to forget this in, like, the next 10 seconds, so it needs to be talked about right this damn second.
I mean, that's how we both work, though. Like, my brain is like, I got 48 things I want to talk about, but we got to talk about this one. So I'm trying to hold it together, and it doesn't work ever. But let's go. All right, so Jordan Love. Packers are saying, hey, he'll be ready to start game 1 if need be. Yeah, of course they're going to say that now. Also, if I can find it, which I'm struggling to find it.
Who else is going to be ready?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Rob Demovsky, who covers the Packers, he covers the Packers for ESPN NFL Nation. We're supposed to do a 2-minute segment here. We're already past 2 minutes. What a stretch for Jordan Love in OTAs. Wheel route to A.J. Dillon right sideline for 30 yards. Free play deep to Lazard for 45 yards. Deep corner route to Juwan Winfrey for 30. Deep sideline to Aaron Jones for 30. He was so fire that tight end coach Justin Outen started fanning him. We talking OTAs, baby. OTAs. Drew, what do you think about this, bro?
It's so funny because the day before they were trashing his ass. They said that he took through 8 passes. He didn't complete one in the red zone. So it's like, exactly, it's OTAs. It's sad. It's actually hilarious to see Packers fans just like,
we don't even need Rodgers now.
It's like, yeah, it's like, come on, man. It's OTAs, but it's just, this is the offseason in the NFL is just too damn long. That's what I've come up to with because
100%.
I'm so sick and tired of people that it's like, hey, this guy caught a pass in practice. Oh, this guy's the wide receiver 1, right? This is the guy. It's like, Jesus, dude.
Give him his gold jacket now. Let's move on away from this. We gotta try to roll on this.
All right, sorry. 2 minutes.
Peyton Manning going to be inducted into the Broncos Ring of Honor or Ring of Fame. Should he be? I mean,
listen, I'm inducting Peyton Manning in any possible thing I can. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I know he was there for 5 minutes, but I'm pretty certain he came away with a ring. It may have been the defense. He may have been noodle arm Peyton at that point, but I'm giving Peyton in just based off his personality and that he's a badass and he's probably the greatest regular season quarterback of all time.
I'm with you. Great work. Washington football team. They are doing work if you're not following them on social media. They gave Ryan Fitzpatrick a first day of camp. sign. If you didn't see that, follow them. And then today, Ryan Fitzpatrick hanging out with a cicada in his beard. Ryan Fitzpatrick, is he just getting better with age? He's like a fine wine at this point.
One, I'm not going to the Washington football team probably needs to select a name sometime.
I thought we'd have a name by now.
We haven't even heard anything about it. The cicada in the beard was just totally Ryan Fitzpatrick. Listen, the dude is just is as cool as cucumber, and I love him.
As Stu Scott used to say, as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, it's true, and that's a real thing.
And since we're already like 4 minutes over our 2-minute drill here,
I picked off towards the end there.
I know we both did, but I'm looking. We're like 7 minutes into the show on a 2-minute drill already. I love it. Anyway, Dak Prescott signs with Jordan Brand. That's a good thing for Dak. You gonna start buying Jordan stuff because of Dak signing with Jordan Brand?
Can't afford Jordan stuff. No, listen, I've never been one I've actually to let the people know, I've purchased 4 pairs of tennis shoes in like the last 3 months. They've all been from Walmart for like $9.90. That's how. And listen, I spent $125 in tennis shoes in like a 6-year span. Listen, it's oh my guy, Chris, man, yeah, back-to-back broadcasts. Nobody's as busy as you are, my friend.
No. Hey, Chris, if you're watching, you want to come on the show next week?
Yeah, we love it. We
need you back. It's been too long. It's been too long. We got to get you back.
But no, I'm not. No, listen, it's crazy in today's age is how lucrative these deals can be. Like, I make fun of it, and it's like stupid and whatever. It's Jordan Brand, like it's Nike, it's this, it's that. Done deal. It'll be there. Chris,
woohoo!
Welcome back, brother.
Beastie back, baby.
But it's just wild, like as lucrative as these deals are at this point. I mean, it's not it's a chunk of a contract that these guys are getting paid. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. I'm assuming it's tens of millions of dollars.
I'm sure I haven't seen it yet.
But is it a big deal? I think it's no. but Dak's going to have a big year. I do believe that.
I mean, I'm a shoe snob. I like my nice shoes, but even I don't buy Jordan anymore. I mean,
don't be
please. It's certain ones. I used to get I had the Brett Favre shoes. I'll never buy a pair of Brett Favre shoes again, even though my old
dad's 100s, bro.
Bro, there's no listen. 100s. Those can't be dad 100s and not barbecue stains or grass stains on them. Get out of here with your knockoff New Balance wannabes.
I tell my wife I have a pair of house shoes. These are my house shoes.
Okay,
I don't wear them outside.
Fair enough. Good
these
stuff.
Were $9 as well. Look at those. Those are fresh.
Those are fresh. But even me, I don't buy Jordan anymore. I don't spend over $100 on shoes. I go to the Adidas outlet now, over there at Aurora Farms here in Ohio, and I'll get them shoes when they're 50% off. I got a pair of Donovan Mitchells for $40, and I was like, look at these. Regularly $120, but I'm spending $40 on them. Love them. I beat the hell out of them.
What is the hell is a pair of Donovan Mitchells? What is that?
The Spida 2s are pretty nice. If I had them anywhere near me.
Are they a Marbury? Are they a Starberry?
No, they're not Starberry. I did own a few pairs of Starberries. Go to Stephen Barry's, pick up the $15 Starberries.
Yeah, no doubt.
They would break by the time you got out of the mall.
It was a simpler life back then.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, and one was cool back then. Anyway, let's move on. That was a 2-minute drill that took about 45 minutes due to TV commercials, and that's how it usually works.
Mine was 30 seconds. Give us some credit here. It wasn't that bad.
Let's move on. Julio got traded. We talked about it last week. We knew he was getting traded to Tennessee. They gave up a 2 and a 4, which, if they get a compensatory pick, it'll be that 4. If they don't, it's their regular 4, but they get a 6 in return. And the way the salary cap works...
my mind gets fried with compensatory pick.
It used to be you couldn't trade them.
Why, I don't know.
I mean, we've had them forever. Now all of a sudden you can trade them. That's pretty crazy, but it's nice because our teams never get them because nobody really signs our guys or are any good. So that never happens for us. We're not used to them. We'll figure it out eventually if we can ever be good and lose guys. This year, Titans cap $15.3 million for Julio. Falcons are spending $7.75 million. 2022, Titans cap $11.5 million. Falcons have a $15.5 million cap hold on Julio Jones. Who got the better of this deal?
The Titans.
See,
the answer was it wasn't going to be who got the better.
Mm-hmm.
Any team that dealt for Julio Jones is going to get better into the deal. for the reasons that you alluded to. The fact that they're eating that much salary, and it's just the way the deal was structured originally in Atlanta, like it was hard to come off that money. It was anytime the fact that, and I think my man D-Hop said it the other day, the fact that him and Julio Jones went for a second is – listen, Julio Jones, I don't want people to think Julio Jones is done by any means. And for the fantasy footballers that I see on the Twitter feed all the time, A.J. Brown is not better than Julio Jones. Can we stop the bullshit? Please stop it. I don't care what. Please don't get. Please go right ahead. Go right ahead. Please tell me what you're thinking, because it's a terrible opinion. I'll tell you right now. So think twice about saying it.
Last year, A.J. Brown put up better numbers. Julio missed a bunch of games. There you go. That's it. That's the only reason you can say he's better. A.J. Brown is emerging. He has a chance to be better, but he's not better right now. Julio Jones, at his best, which I still think he has a little bit in him, still a better receiver. But you get both those guys. Does this make them a Super Bowl contender?
I don't know, because the defense is still shit. It really is. Everybody doesn't want to talk about that. I actually think that here, this is the Twitter in me. Like, everything, like, it's fantasy driven. So, like, people are saying, and I get these arguments, right? It's like, does this diminish touches for Derrick Henry? No. I think it actually would, in my opinion, the way that I look at football, adding another X on the outside that's as good as Julio Jones, opposite of A.J. Brown, that in itself gives less guys in the box for the Titans to have to deal with, and Derrick Henry to have to deal with. I mean, everybody kind of knew last year this team was going to want to run the football and run the football and run the football. And now, when you add that extra guy out there, you can't just bring another guy up in the box because you'll get burnt. I mean, that's just the way it is. Tannehill's proven that he's not – I mean, I'm not saying Tannehill's great, but Tannehill is damn good enough to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, with the weapons he has and with the run game they have. So I definitely think it certainly makes them really great on offense, but I still worry about the defense. They're a playoff team and a competitive team in the playoffs. I agree. It's just in that conference, are they better than the other people you're looking around and seeing? You tell me. I don't know if they are. I just think that I know a team close to me that I have questions about their defense, but I think that they have more pieces to their defense than Tennessee does.
They do. But the thing is with the Titans, it may diminish some of Derrick Henry's carries, but you want that to happen. You can't keep feeding them a rock almost 300 times a year. Guys get worn out. That's why running backs burn out. However, you want those carries to go down because you're hoping you're scoring in the passing. You're hoping you're getting quick scores, deep balls to A.J. Brown. You're hoping this opens up everything.
Counterpoint. This is the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry's – I'm running him until his retirement.
Yeah.
Because that's what my job is, to win a Super Bowl, and that's the asset of the team, and it's still going to be the asset of the team moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Julio Jones makes everybody's job easier.
It does. But as far as running Derrick Henry, those carries that matter in the regular season, they don't really matter that much. Those are the ones you'll see in the numbers. You'll see 300 carries regular season. You can save Derrick Henry for the postseason. And a Derrick Henry with any kind of lead in the third and fourth quarter, and he is beating up your defense who's already played 17 games, that's where they're scary. That's why this team can be a Super Bowl contender. Julio does make everyone better, but there are still questions about the defense. You said it. We'll see how they do. We'll start previewing divisions and everything going forward a little more, because we're about 2 months away from preseason games. Woohoo! Preseason games are back, baby. I hope you're excited for those.
I am. Is the barge still a thing, even though we're playing in the regular season?
I mean, the barge is always a thing, bro. It's really
all I wake up in the morning to.
Listen, I got a barge tattoo. I don't show it to a lot of people. No, that's not true at all. I would never do that. For those of you who don't know what the barge is, this is how shitty our teams are. I'm a Browns fan, Drew's a Lions fan. We battled for a trophy called the barge when we played each other in the preseason, and we would have it would be like the fourth preseason game where you got guys selling insurance in 2 weeks, fighting for the barge trophy, and
I'm throwing 500 down on the Lions for the barge this year. I'm not.
It's a regular season barge trophy. It's gonna be crazy. I mean,
I say that now until my wife intercepts that. It says that you're not putting $500 on it.
Oh man,
All right.
So, I think we've talked Julio. We know what's up. We'll talk more about them as we get into it.
Whoa.
Go ahead. Hit it.
Green Bay made him make a mistake. You said Green Bay needed to be calling. Clearly, Green Bay didn't call.
Green Bay did make a mistake. If you wanted to make Aaron Rodgers happy, you should have given up a first-round pick and got it done.
A first round?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, they could have. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. So, to me, I think teams, and still to this day, teams covet picks way too much.
Mystery box.
It's a mystery box to talk about all the time. Like, oh, this pick could be like maybe a Julio Jones type player. Well, you can get Julio Jones for that pick. Get Julio Jones. Like, I don't understand it.
It could be a Julio Jones-like player.
Doesn't make any sense. It hasn't make any sense. I will argue that till the grave, and I know you will.
Yeah, Green Bay, listen. We just talked Jordan Love in our 2-minute drill.
Jordan Love.
He looks good in OTAs, baby. Jordan Love does. But, man, we had a chance to try to smooth things over. Like, listen, Aaron, we know we haven't got you the weapons. We know Devontae's in the last year of his deal. We know you're not happy right now. Let's bring in Julio. Let's go all in and see what we can do this year.
Devontae brought in basically telling the Packers, like, dude, make this work. Figure this out. Like, Devontae Adams is a fantastic wide receiver. I think Aaron Rodgers made him into the receiver he is. I'm not saying he would have never gotten to the level he has, but I think the chemistry that those two have, Devontae Adams is one of the most lethal receivers in the league, and Jordan Love is – listen, Jordan, and I'm not going to bash Jordan Love. We don't know what Jordan Love is, but I know what Aaron Rodgers is, and he's really damn good. And
Jordan Love is a mystery box.
Immediately, somebody come get Aaron Rodgers.
I'm with you. That's what they should have done. They didn't do it. Now, we were going to move on to one story here, but we're going to move on to another story, kind of breaking news tonight. The college football playoff is going to be talking about expanding to 12 teams. Just got the email earlier today. The 4 highest-ranked champions would be seeded 1 through 4, and each would receive a first-round bye, while teams seeded 5 through 12 would play each other in the first round on the home field of the higher-ranked team. So 5-12, 6-11, and so on. This will be voted on by the College Football Playoff Committee in Chicago. The 11-member committee votes June 17th and 18th. They have to vote yes on this.
And they will. I don't expect them to not. Listen, it's the only way Michigan can make the playoff. It's not. It's a money thing, dude. You know it's a money thing. Like that's the reason they won't. They won't vote against it. They'll vote it through, in my opinion, at least expand. I think it makes sense. I think from us in the college football fan perspective, it's great because it allows. The one thing that is a knock on college football for me is you have a bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids, and you're at a Power 5 school. If you lose once, the season's potentially over, right? We're talking about kids that are just like it's just hard for me because teams progress throughout the season. This team that you see, in September is not the team you see in January. And so I think it allows for fans to continue the excitement and the hope that their team can get in.
Yep.
I think it allows for again, what you think would be a season that's kind of in the shitter if you lose a game early or 2 games. It still allows, like an SEC or a Big Ten school could open this up to 12 games, allows a 2-loss in those conferences for sure, right?
And it also allows those mid-majors to slide in. Cincinnati last year.
And I think that is the biggest aspect of it because if what the hell is the team in Florida? Florida, FIU or
Florida International, Florida Atlantic, one of the.
The team they've gone undefeated and claimed that they're fantastic. Yeah. Or FCU.
It's
but it's like they would have
Central
their
Florida.
opportunity to get invited to the dance to get thumped. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I like the idea, and I think it'll pass because it's a money grab. But again, I think it does add a dimension that college football is missing. Because again, and I know college fans are going to be there and they're going to be at these games, but like, if you're a Buckeye fan and you lose 2 games in 6 weeks, you're like, well, this season's kind of over. Like, we're not playing for bowl games. We're not playing for we're playing for national championships. And I also, to your point, I think it gives schools that would never have the opportunity Cincinnati, to the great point of yours, they would have been in, and now it's just basically a Power 5 plus whatever Notre Dame is these days. That's kind of all it is.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what happens is if they vote this, June 17th, 18th, whatever I said it was, it then moves on to the board members, I think June 22nd.
And then it moves on to Congress and then Biden.
Yeah, I mean, and then maybe they send it out to NASA, who sends it to Mars. There's so much to it. But if you're really going to do this, I love the fact that you'll make those first round games, 5 through 12. Those are home games for the higher seed. Brings in a playoff excitement for your home team. Can you imagine how those stadiums are going to be rocking in some of these places?
We're not talking NFL stadiums. We're talking hundreds, 110,000 people stadiums.
It's going to be fun.
Stadiums. Yes, sir.
It is going to be so fun.
Penn State will do the whiteout in a playoff game. Oh, I'm in.
It is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, maybe it gives Michigan a chance. But we should maybe bring up the fact that Michigan, they're a pretty sketchy school right now. We'll bring that up maybe. We got a lot of downward stuff to talk about. We'll see if we go into that. But
the Michigans,
get this done, because if you're going to start paying these kids, this is great. That's mid-major schools that can make a little extra money. These kids who can get noticed. These no-names from Boise State, from West Iowa Southeast Technical Institute. These kids who can maybe slide in as a 12 seed, get noticed. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a good thing for the kids. Yes, it's more free labor, and the NCAA is going to make a ton of money. We know that. But you're also going to give these chances to the Boise States when they've been in it, and to the UCFs, and to the smaller schools who deserve it. This is what they need to do.
When we originally had the 4-team playoff, which was better than the bullshit BCS,
the computer,
we knew it was going up from 4 teams. It was inevitable at that point. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like, is it going to go to 8 or is it going to go to 12? And I think expanding is great. It's just like how, the NCAA is just such a terribly run organization.
It is. It's awful.
It's just, it really is. And it's like, they're going to try to profit as much as they can out of this, and I think it's great for the sport. I really do. I add the other teams. If you're the big boy, if you're the better team, you're gonna be the national champion. And it's just forcing teams to, how football is, dude. Football isn't a 7-game series of basketball. Teams can come out flat. Teams can lose, and there could be some potential upset. And that's kind of what we want to see. The bowl games. Although we watch them and bet on them, nobody really gives a damn about a bowl game. We want to see we want to see the playoffs, playoffs. You know what I mean? That's what we want to see.
Nobody wants to see the iodized aluminum nail clipper bowl, but we watch it anyways because it's there.
And if you look at nobody wants to see that.
That one always has a happy ending, though, so it's good.
It does. But, right. The ending is always happy.
I mean, last year we would have seen teams like Indiana slide in. Iowa State, when they were getting hot, we would have seen them as a playoff team, in the 12. Washington would have made it. It could have been really interesting. Would have been a lot of fun. But as we're talking Michigan, let's bring everyone down here for a second. Michigan in the news for a really sketchy reason. Bo Schembechler's son says he was molested by team doc Robert Anderson in 1969. And the head coach, Bo Schembechler, the famous coach, violently silenced him and backed Anderson when he tried to speak up. I mean, Anderson's accused of abusing hundreds in the 3 decades that followed. This is a Paterno-type thing. Joe Paterno was beloved. Bo Schembechler, beloved by both Ohio State and Michigan fans. I mean, he was a Buckeye before he went to Michigan. I mean, this is something that tarnishes this man's legacy. But what does Michigan do in this situation? Do we start erasing history? Is it that type of thing where Bo Schembechler becomes part of cancel culture now, or what is this going to happen?
Here's the deal. If cancel culture is dumb, if anybody deserves to be part of cancel culture, it's probably Bo Schembechler. Here's the problem that I have, and this isn't me sticking up for Michigan. It's more of a glaring problem that I see. I mean, these are 2 schools. How many more schools are doing the same thing?
Yeah.
That's where I just start to – I mean, you become concerned at points. Michigan State dealt with the same thing with the – I don't know, the whatever.
Larry Nassar.
Yeah. these are big time schools, and it's almost like to an extent where the school has become bigger than the person, and we're going to push this under the rug. I actually think, and I'm not defending Michigan whatsoever because they're a scum school, but the problem is, I think this is a bigger picture thing, and it happens like how college football is. College football is bigger than kind of everything. This isn't. We've seen this at SEC schools. We've seen this at other schools. So, what's going on in Michigan? 100%. To your point, they should tear down the statue. This is Bo's son that's saying these things, right? This isn't. And it's sad. And I also heard and I read something today that there was another player that saw Bo in his later years, and Bo said to him, "Don't worry, I can't hurt you anymore." Like, that's messed up shit, right? Like, I think it's a bigger problem. Yeah, I mean, listen, at what point, and we're in cancel culture for canceling people over the dumbest shit in the world. We're talking about a guy that ruined or changed people's lives to where they needed to go seek certain help and literally affected people's lives to an extent that I can't sit here and explain to you because I don't know. But certainly, it's I worry like how big these schools are and how much shit is pushed under the rug as far as rape allegations. We've seen it at Baylor. Like we can go on and on about like all these schools, and it keeps coming up. And it's not just Michigan. As much as I would like to sit here and pile on Michigan on the show. And Bo Schembechler, and he's a scumbag, right? Yep. He's a scumbag, and that's 100% a fact. But I can't. It's everywhere. It seems it's not an isolated situation. This is spread across years and different campuses in Paterno and Nassar and I mean, there's so many schools. Those are just the ones that are right in our backyard in the Big Ten, so we know them. There's SEC schools. I mean, it's a messed up thing, man.
You are 100% right on everything you just said, and you talk about how big football is. In the South, it's faith, family, and football. That's what they love. And it's not in that order. A lot of times it's football, faith, family, or some way football is number one. And the things that get swept under the rug because these dudes are athletes, it's insane, or because these guys are high-powered head coaches. Listen, if you know someone is doing something wrong like this, I understand you're terrified of what the school is going to do to you. You're going to get kicked out of school. Something's going to happen. And yeah, it's going to maybe mess up your life. But think about how many lives you can save and salvage by maybe putting an end to this now. It's a tough situation to be in. I can't imagine it. It's awful. But you think about the dude who, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. The kid who saw Sandusky touching the other kid in the showers at Penn State. Could have stopped it then. He didn't. I mean, how many more lives could he have salvaged out of that?
It's sick, man. It really is sick, and it doesn't surprise me at all. And I think that's the sickest part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's not something that people want to talk about, but it's basic. It's what's happening. And again, college football is awesome, but like, at what point are people's lives and well-being and safety and protection? How are those ever trumped by anything? It shouldn't be that way. It's a messed up situation, man. It really is.
You basically said, it wasn't a shock to you because it's happened so much, you're almost numb to it now. That's the most awful part. Like, we see this, the Baylor story. Like, when you really read how deep that went, it is terrible. We have daughters, like, want to send them to college. That worries the shit out of me.
The thing that blew me away is hearing all these hazing stories that are like just completely crazy, right? Like, I played sports growing up. Like, you know what I mean? I know golf isn't like necessarily crazy, but like, I played basketball and shit in high school as well. It's like, this is not normal stuff. Like, this isn't normal. Like, normal hazing is having my man carry my pads, like, because he's a freshman. Like, this isn't. It's wild, but there's literally, you could pull up a story about, I would say, pretty much every damn Power 5 school and find something similar or allegations or things that happened to that school. And the problem is, and the sad thing is, there's so many things that you and I will never hear about because of the reasoning and the actions of the schools that we talk about now. It's pushed under the rug.
because they're so powerful that people are afraid to stand up to them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's insane. And
Really
we talked about how much money the NCAA makes. These schools are making that money. It's a sad situation. Speaking of messed up, sad situations in college, let's move on to this story. Iceman David Atute, 18 years old. He's a freshman linebacker at Virginia Tech. He met a person named Angie on Tinder. Hooked up with this person, received oral sex on April 10th. Sing it, boy. Sing them Stones. So he hooks up with this chick, or what he thinks is a chick, on April 10th. Gets a BJ.
Looks like a lady.
Yeah, I was going to play that, but I'm like, I won't play that yet.
All right, you got me. You got me, man. I'm actually like trying to put like a little sprinkles on top of.
Yeah, because this is fucked up too. I mean, we're bringing you down. We started out, we're a happy show, and now in the middle, we're like, we're going to bring you all the way down because this story's awful. So anyway, so he gets a BJ on April 10th, and then he's like, yo, that was pretty good. I'm going to hook up with this chick again. Hooks up May 31st, realizes that Angie is actually a dude, and then stomps the dude's face, crushes every bone in dude's face, busts out all the teeth, walks out of the apartment and hears gurgling, and murdered the dude. 18 years old. I mean, this situation, like...
I'll tell you, the one thing I'll say is there's a reason my family doesn't turn the news on. We don't ever watch the news. I can get my news from where I need to get it from. There's so many horrible things that happen in this country and in every country. Like, right, this is still the greatest country that there is.
USA, baby.
I will not tolerate anything else from anybody. But as a parent, it's scary out there, dude. This is a crazy ass world. Like, I feel like you have to really just think of it that way. This story is crazy. It's an 18-year-old kid. I think that that his thoughts of how other people would react if they found out what happened was probably the reasoning behind what we saw. And that's tough too, because we're in a society where people accept things and people don't accept things. But I think being a part of a college program, to all the points that we just made, this would have made this gentleman's life extremely
Talked about the hazing, and this an 18-year-old freshman going into Virginia Tech. Oh, you got a BJ from some dude, you thought it was a chick, and then you went back, bro, you sick, bro. Yeah. Absolutely messed up.
And I think that might be something to do with. I honestly do. Do you agree? I don't know.
I mean, I do agree to a certain extent, yeah. But either way, I mean, come on, man. Like, I get being pissed and not wanting people to find out, but the amount of anger to do what he did. I mean, I watch serial killer documentaries constantly. I love that shit.
Yeah,
but this, the amount of anger to do what this dude did, it's absolutely sick. And then his attorney, the quote from his attorney is really what messed me up. Nobody deserves to die, but I don't mind saying, don't pretend you're something that you're not. Don't target or lure anyone under that perception. That's just wrong.
First of all, that's completely out of bounds.
Listen,
an embarrassment.
You go on Tinder and you're swiping. He was obviously attracted to this person. Went to him once. Obviously enjoyed enough to go a second time. Yeah, you find that Adam's apple and that junk downstairs, but come on now.
What are we talking about then? So okay. So you find out the person's dude. Does that give you the right to murder them?
Absolutely not.
Like, so what the hell is that? Like, so I get what your point is. Like, I'm 100% like, don't like pretend you're something that you're not. I don't know how the physics and things work of this, but like, I don't know how we didn't realize the situation prior to what. Well, I guess if it was just it doesn't matter. So that does make.
This kid was released on $75,000 bond. I feel like that is...
How?
For the amount of anger put into this and a man's life taken, I get being pissed off. I understand the toxic masculinity of being a football player. You got to be the big tough guy. And yeah, maybe you were upset because you realized you like getting a BJ from a dude. But come on now. Dude didn't deserve to die. It's a messed up situation. Kid deserves to rot in jail at this point. I mean, I get it. You're upset. Being upset is one thing. Going to that point.
He's literally a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 18. I would be willing to throw all my chips in a basket saying a lot of the reasoning behind that is because of his perception to his teammates and all those around him. I think that he thought that in itself would be it sucks. Let's move on.
I mean, it was life-changing. And yeah, this is messed up we're talking about it, but you know what? I'm flipping through channels and stuff. I'm looking at stuff. No one's talking about this.
No, nobody will talk. So, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not. We'll sit here. I'll talk about whatever. Yeah. Like, listen. We're the full coverage football show.
Comprehensive coverage of the great collision sport, baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you about if I think J.K. Dobbins' fantasy value is diminishing if they sign Todd Gurley. That's not what I'm here for. I don't give a damn about it. I won my fantasy league, God damn it. So if anybody has something to say to me, I'm the champion. But no, that's like, again, this is what it's about, man. And I feel like topics like this need to be discussed. I just think it's wild. And when you really think about it, you can see, based on everything talked about, you can maybe see kind of reasoning behind it, although you can't just kill people.
No, absolutely not. And I think we agree on this. It's all messed up, and kids shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
Now, let's bring things to a different...
Please, let's
different level.
I will enjoy
New
that.
segment time. Let's go.
Drew and Jay. BS about that day.
All right, brother. How was your day today?
That's I do like your that right there.
I hooked up with T-Pain for that. Used all our budget money.
My day consisted of work, which always sucks.
Amen to that.
But then immediately after work was the first day of soccer.
Soccer in time.
Yeah, which isn't a real sport, but I can't tell my daughter that. So we get to soccer, right? And she immediately recognizes her best friend from school.
Mm-hmm.
Proceeds to find out that she's certainly not on that team because that girl is way advanced. Like she's way better than my daughter. So there was some crying between like knowing that she can't play with a friend, and then she gets out there on the field and there's like 50 soccer balls, and somebody steals her soccer ball, and so it turns into a complete bawling situation. And so I would say that my daughter spent out of the 60-minute soccer session that is once a week on Thursdays, she spent probably 20 to 25 minutes actually on the soccer field. And so that was the highlight of my day. My daughter, listen, it's when they're 3 years old, it's tough, and like there's a shitload of people there. But besides that, we came back to the golf show, did this show, which is always my favorite, and hopefully next week, she'll be. I was trying to think of a soccer player chick on my last show, Alex Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the person?
Yeah,
is it Alex Morgan?
That sounds right.
All right, cool. Alex Morgan. She's going to be the Alex Morgan by next Thursday.
All right, I like that. I mean, when I think soccer chicks, I'm like Mia Hamm because I'm old, and she was popular back in the day.
Remember, she was like controversial too. Wait, nope, that wasn't. That was Hope Glory, or wait, Hope
Solo.
Hope Solo.
Hope Glory.
Hope Glory. You know what I was talking about, though.
I know where you're going. Yeah,
I did like Hope Solo though.
This is not the full coverage football show, obviously.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, bro, I went to work. Work sucked, Came home, started doing some stuff for the show. Went over to my pop's house, a bunch of families out over there from out of town, people that I've seen like once in 30 years.
Nice.
It was an event. Saw some cousins. We did the usual, hey, we'll hang out sometime. We all live close. We'll try it. We'll say it. Probably won't, but we're going to try it this time. I mean, I've tried to do better at that. And then I came home. I did the ditty with T-Pain for this segment, and now we're rocking the show.
I do think and I'm going to put on my my therapist hat here.
Let's hear it.
I do think that COVID has slightly made us like try to be unsocial to where like we have to like step ourselves out of our comfort zone, which is now just being at our house.
Yeah.
We actually have to like try to be social with other people. And I suck at that because I would rather just be in my house. But like I feel like that's what kind of COVID's done is like is everybody just like wants to chill on their own. Need to start bringing my daughter gets invited to birthday parties like all the time, and I'm like, I don't really want a kid's birthday party. But like I probably need to start going to some little kids' birthday parties.
There are some decent kids' birthday parties. Usually they're not. You always get stuck with like, hey, you should talk to my husband Carl. You guys have a lot in common. I'm like, hey Carl, you like sports? No, don't watch them. Not really. Like, what do we have in common? We're both dudes. Like,
it's a problem because like when you and I met, we were working at Progressive or whatever, and I was like, you mentioned something. I'm like, oh, this dude knows sports. Like I can talk to this guy, no problem. But like if you don't like know sports or like drinking beer or like I mean, I'm not saying you're a bad dude or whatever, but like, how am I supposed to like initiate a conversation where we can become friends? Because clearly you don't enjoy any of the things that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in our next segment coming up after this one, we're going to talk about something else we agree on. And that's probably how we're going to end the show. But today, this was our new segment.
Drew and Jay. BS about that day.
You damn right.
So that was you doing like an auto-tune?
Yeah.
You are basically as good as all the rappers that do it.
Oh, bro, I can write some rhymes. You know what? I'm going to start writing rhymes, freestyling on the show, whatever.
Just come up with an entire auto-tune song and send it, and we'll get a beat to it and stuff, and then we'll be in good shape, man. I really do. I think you got something.
We T-Paid in this stuff now, but we brought you guys down. We lifted you up to start. We brought you down a little bit with some crazy stories going on, and now we're going to talk chicken wings. Because I'm at the beach yesterday, right? I think it was yesterday. And Drew and I are talking chicken wings, like for an hour, just texting back and forth about chicken wings.
There's a lot of chicken wing news. I mean, it's fair. It's a fair thing to talk about for an hour.
Chicken wing prices are absolutely insane right now. Like, we're talking $33 for 20 chicken wings. It's insane. And most places, you can't even find chicken wings. Drew, what's the best chicken wing you ever had?
So, that's a really damn good question. So, the first thing is first. I'm not paying steak prices for chicken wings. I love chicken wings. Right? I'm not paying steak prices for a chicken. I'm actually a simple man. I really am. There was a time when I lived in Dallas that I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings 4 times a week.
Okay.
I'd go after work. I'd get 3 tall draft beers, and I'd get my chicken wings of choice, mango habanero. It seems is the older I've gotten, the mango habanero either is way more spicy or I'm just getting older because I don't know if I can handle it anymore. The best chicken wings that I've had though, there was a little local bar just outside of Detroit called Lenny's. Mm-hmm. Lenny's is known for fantastic wings. Those were probably the best. But the chicken wing deal, man, listen. All right, so if we had to, let me ask you something. Let me ask you.
Hit it.
We're at a restaurant, right? We're at a really nice restaurant. It's a B-Dubs or a Wingstop, something real classic. If you were ordering wings, which I'm gonna get, people are gonna come. Oh, you can't eat a boneless wing. That's a fucking chicken nugget. Listen, if you're at a restaurant and you're ordering wings, how many wings are you gonna order?
Well, in case y'all haven't realized by my chin's covered by my beard, I'm a big dude. I can eat 18 chicken wings easy.
Okay, and that's fair. Can you pay $33 for those chicken wings?
No.
So if you had a $33, so say you had $33 and you could buy a ribeye, a baked potato, and some asparagus. No. Are you going to buy chicken wings or are you going to buy the ribeye, the baked potato, asparagus?
Bro, you hit me right there. The ribeye with the asparagus and the baked potato. Come on, man. It's easy.
Listen, I love chicken wings. I love them. Mm-hmm. I don't know how in the hell I can, and I still have, I'd say I have 3 or 4 pounds in my freezer. $110. Somebody wants to DM me, I will sell you those for $110. I'll meet you wherever you need to meet.
These are going to be on eBay by the end of the night, kids.
Yes, exactly.
At Detroit Dave 7 on Twitter.
Yeah, I have a chicken wing that looks like Jesus. I want to sell it for $100K.
Hold on, time out real quick. Okay, so my kids play this game Among Us, right? It's a popular game. People playing Among Us. There was a McDonald's chicken nugget as part of the BTS meal, which is that Korean boy band, which I also don't know anything about. But because it was part of that, it was extra special. But that chicken nugget looked like a crewmate from Among Us. It was up to $100,000 on eBay the last I saw it. And what this tells me is, bro, stop eating chicken nuggets in the car and not looking at them because you could have $100,000 in your bank account.
Or stop being super stoned and thinking chicken nuggets look like things.
Bro, it looked just like it. It was incredible. I mean, come on now. And then to stop eating it and be like, yo, I got to put this on eBay.
That takes some willpower.
Yeah.
Takes some willpower because McDonald's chicken nuggets are elite, and I will die on that. But to your point that chicken nuggets, I do love a Lenny's chicken nugget. Not in the greatest area of Detroit, so I wouldn't suggest people necessarily go there.
And what flavor at Lenny's?
Mango habanero. I literally am a mango habanero guy. It's
the sweet and the heat.
It's literally either B-dubs is like times the heat by 5, or I just can't handle it anymore. But like I'm a spice guy, right? Mm-hmm. And so I like a good spicy wing. What I do enjoy is a spicy ass wing and a garlic parmesan wing to kind of like balance out the heat. And I also like 400 beers in between them.
Okay, that's a good way to do it. And that's where I wish I drank beer because it's perfect beer food. And when I'm down in shots of whiskey with this shit, I'm hammering and got wings all over my face. Now, you hit my flavor right there. I love a good garlic parm. And I make a mean hot garlic parm that is absolutely delicious. Now, when it comes to chicken wings...
Your cooking is ridiculous. People need to check that shit out.
Come ask. Hey, hit me up at Somerville CLE. I'll give you recipes, anything you need.
I annoy him all the time. I'm like,
it's not annoying. I love it.
Man, is this rib? Am I supposed to like just boil this, or what am I supposed to do?
I just want to know my man's eating well over there. That's all.
I do.
What constitutes a good chicken wing to you? Yeah, you got the mango habanero, but it's got to start, for me, it's got to be crispy. Give me a crispy chicken wing. Yeah,
I honestly think the fryer from the restaurant, you can always say, hey, give me a little bit of crispiness, and occasionally they will. The air fryer has kind of dominated the at-home wing experience. Because I'm a man, I like it crispy. And the problem is with a person like me is you burn off a lot of the wing, right? Like by the time it's done, it's like this wing went from this to like this. But that's the way I like it. I definitely like an air fried wing because the air fried wing will allow it to be crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. The air fryer wing is elite, in my opinion.
I'm with you.
I really think it is.
You ask people, you're at a restaurant, especially if they're busy. They're going to fry those wings. They'll get them crispy. Then they toss them in the sauce. Then they sit in the window. Then you got to wait a little bit. You get them, and that crisp, a bunch of it's already gone. So if you're at home and you get that crisp right out of the air fryer, my face is itchy. But anyway, you get that crisp right out of the air fryer, you toss in that sauce or do whatever you need to do. That's a great way to do it. And that has changed the game for me on wings because my best wings lately, always when I make them at home. And
you can season them like however you want. You can toss them in sauce. You can go with a rub. You can go with a dry wing, which I think is fantastic. Something I like is to do a little honey garlic seasoning and then put actual honey on them bitches. Throw it back in the air fryer for a minute, and then those are
caramelize that honey. Yeah.
Yes. Now we're talking big.
We are talking people, y'all. Listen, at Somerville CLE, at Detroit Dave 7, at FCFS Pod. Hit us up with your favorite wing places.
Yeah.
And as we get going here, we're going to be talking to people from Buffalo. We got some Buffalo people coming up, possibly. We'll see what their best Buffalo wings are, because Buffalo.
They're like the Mecca. They're like the Mecca
that's the Mecca. And I've never been to Buffalo to eat chicken wings. I always drive through it. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm in Cleveland because they look identical when you're driving through them. For a second, you're on the lake and there's a bunch of buildings and you're just going through. But, yeah, chicken wings, delicious. Prices are crazy.
Disrespectful to Buffalo.
Hey, Don't be disrespectful to Cleveland. You're from Detroit.
Nobody was. You just went on your way to say, "Oh, let's drive right through it."
No, that's what I do. I feel bad because I'm always going somewhere else.
Oh, you don't feel bad enough to where you stop your ass there and get
You're right.
chicken
I
wings.
got to stop. Hey, you know what? This summer, if I get time, if I ever get another day off, it seems, I will head my ass to Buffalo. Hell, show road trip. We're going to Buffalo to get some chicken wings sometime. Surprise. Mrs. Drew, I hope you're okay with that. But, yeah, anyway. He won't. I'll make sure he doesn't drop the 500 on the preseason barge game or anything.
Yeah, she still's not good with that.
Yeah. People, hit us up. What are your favorite chicken wings? Hit us up on Twitter.
One more thing.
Anywhere.
Hit it. Do the boneless battle. Like,
oh, yeah. Let's hear your boneless thoughts.
Right. So here's my thoughts. The people that want to disrespect boneless people, it's a lazy take. Who the hell are you to tell me where I spend my $12? Do I spend them on these chicken wings or do I not? You can say they're glorified chicken nuggets. They kind of are, but they're not.
They are.
Okay? Listen, if I'm on a date, which I've been on a date in 11 or 12 years, but if I were, it would probably be badass because I would be like saying awesome, perfect things, whatever. But the point is can I just eat a bunch of just fucking chicken wings just to scram my face like with shit all over it, or will I be a proper gentleman and just continue to fork down buffalo, boneless wing? And I think that I'm not saying that boneless wings are better because I do think regular wings are better, but the shameful people that put down boneless wings eater, who the hell are you to tell me I can spend my $12 or $13 and not eat a boneless wing? I enjoy a damn boneless wing.
Y'all, he's passionate about this because I call boneless wings.
People slander people all the time, and I'm tired of it.
I called boneless wings an awkward chicken nugget, which they are. But you know what?
It's not a chicken nugget though. It's a damn good chicken. Like
I was at Topgolf probably a month ago, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, they got these Asian Zing wings. I haven't had Asian Zing wings here. I want to try them. But I'm holding a 7-iron as I'm trying to beat some dudes in top 9. I'm not going to get a chicken wing and hold it up and eat it because it's going to get my hands all greasy. I'm going to throw that 7-iron past my ball probably.
You're not on naked and afraid. You don't need to be gnawing on bones. Like you would just do a nice, acceptable boneless wing, and you go on with your night and enjoy it. And then there's going to be some douchebag that tells you that you're a bitch because you ate a boneless wing instead of a normal wing. And it's a ridiculous thing.
It is. There are times where boneless is the way to go. Listen, if I'm at home, I'm a single dude. And maybe this is why I'm a single dude. If I'm at home and I got me a thing of wings, shirt off, sitting there, let it get all over me, I don't care because you eating a good wing, it's going to be messy. If I'm out to eat, what?
It's also convenient.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a damn fork in it and you eat it. It's convenient. Are we not a convenient people anymore? I thought we were a fast moving people. We just wanted to be convenient. Pop, pop, pop.
That's the way to do it.
I mean, listen. Here's the deal. I love a homemade wing. If I ever go out, I always get a boneless wing. And if that's a problem with anybody, then you can go straight down. That's all I got to say.
We agree on this.
Bone in. Like, I don't want anybody to tell me what kind of wing I should eat.
Bone in is better. Boneless is more convenient. And there's a time where it is the better option.
Drummy or flat. Be careful what you say because I have a very strong opinion on this.
All right. I like flats because I can get them nice and crisp.
Oh, with the flats, yes.
Because they get crisp.
All you got to do is go turn them, pop them out, go to town. The drummies will give you some fat occasionally. Mm-hmm. The flats, you never get that. You know you're getting consistent, good flat every time. I'm a flat guy myself.
Plus, with the flats, you always can get them to a perfect crisp, especially in that air fryer because you got the convection from both sides, baby. Yep. That's the way to go.
Flats are incredible.
Give me a garlic parm sauce. Dude, I make a mean Jamuffalo sauce, which is like Jamaican with the buffalo. It's a jerk buffalo. Oh, it is ridiculous.
I love a good jerk sauce too.
Yeah,
a little jerk Caribbean jerk seasoning with some jerk sauce. Oh my god!
Even a dry rub jerk is the way to go.
I can't afford it anymore, so now I'm like, now I'm sad. Like I can't. Like the normal 10-pound bag that I would get at Sam's is like $410 at this point.
Used to be $20.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be $20. But yeah, I am very passionate about wings and all things wings.
We need to get. I'm gonna finish the show up on me some good tacos, but I'm wishing I was eating some chicken wings, but I can't afford that right now.
Yeah, I bitch about not being able to afford it, but I'm on this shrimp kick
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just buying bags of colossal shrimps and just cooking like 5 or 6 a night for myself. And I'm on like night like 5, and that's probably cost me like a good amount of money. So like you're right to an extent, but like shrimps, I know are worth. Shrimp in itself is worth the kind of the money. Like where chicken wings were not shrimp. Shrimp prices have always been shrimp prices.
Yeah. So you're keeping the same price. You're paying for what you're getting, what you know it is.
Exactly.
Not the same. And yeah, I mean, I did a catering last week. Lots of chicken wings, and they were expensive as hell. The prices are ridiculous. People, the biggest thing to come out of this pandemic is that we need to get our chicken wing prices back in check. Not gas prices.
How are chickens? I can find chicken breasts, no problem.
Dude, it's a conspiracy. Tyson and Purdue are making these crazy chickens with no wings and massive breasts because you go to Sam's Club and get a chicken breast, you get the box. The breast is this damn big. It looks like an entire chicken.
That's what exactly. So I do. That's something I do, and this is a secret for all you at home. I buy meat in bulk and vacuum seal it because it's the way to go. I can find chicken all the time. Chicken wings are like literally like if you can find. I'm gonna have to start like texting the drug dealer to say, "Hey man, can you find chicken wings?" Because it's literally getting to that point.
Yo man, I need some of that mango habanero real bad. Come on, bro, just hit me up with.
I'm willing to pay. But like even like you said, you got them for your catering event, but they're not easy to even find.
Nope.
Like you gotta, and then you don't want to get like little bullshit wings. No. It's almost like you're checking the bag in the back alley. Like, man, what's the size of these wings? Let me throw these on the scale real quick to make sure they're actually 5 pounds. Let me throw these on the DG real quick. Why you short me a quarter pound here? Like we need to make this up. You need to throw a couple drummies in there.
Bro, how much for that dime bag of wings? Come on now, stop ripping my ass off. What are we doing here?
Hey, look, this is 4.6 pounds. You better throw a couple of drummies and flats in here to make this weight right. I mean, that's how it is out there right now.
More flats, please. Just
you could buy an eighth of weed cheaper than you can to buy 8 wings.
It's insane, absolutely ridiculous.
All right,
but yeah,
brand over.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. This is the Full Coverage Football Show. Hit us up on Twitter at SummervilleCLE, at Detroit Dave 7. Follow the show at FCFS Pod. If you follow the show at FCFS Pod, you realize we don't really tweet from there very often. I just realized that the other day. I hardly ever do it. So really follow us. We got our names there on the page. Bro, anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here tonight?
No, man. Don't shame people for their chicken wing preferences.
No. There are time and place.
Yep,
if you're at home,
I agree.
Bro,
time and place.
Eat those bone in because
if you can find some wings, hit me up at 419. No, hey, but seriously though, DM me though if you got some wings for good prices. It's crazy out here. I'll resell them on the black market.
And hit us up with the best wing places around your area, just in case we're in the area, in the neighborhood. Because
really, if you're in Cleveland, just tell me where the good wing places are. Because I don't really want to drive for wings too much. Especially if I'm paying high prices. So if you're in the Cleveland area, let me know. But yeah, brother, it was fun.
Always.
It was
always a lot of fun.
Crazy show. I'm excited to have our guy Chris back on next week.
Hell yeah.
We'll get to it, man.
All right, brother. As always, remember, if you live the life you love the life you live. Night, kids, and say hi to my cat.